Hello, my name is Sylvia Smith, and in my group it was myself, Julia Ellens-Colin, Dustin Ullman, and Trevor Stacy. And our project is about the microeconomic trends impacting the macroeconomic environment of the corn industry. Corn production in the U.S. The U.S. produced 15.1 billion bushels of corn in 2017. As of 2016, 90% of the corn produced is used for animal feed and biofuel production. The remaining 10% of corn is used for food production. This isn't just eating only corn, that's like making your high fructose corn syrup and any other sweeteners or anything like that made out of corn. So, what is a GMO? A GMO is a genetically modified organism. Currently, 88% of corn produced is a GMO. There's no such thing as an organic GMO. GMOs are where most of our corn comes from. It's from the production of corn that was genetically modified. There's a lot of opinions for and against GMO use. For GMOs, people believe that they are regulated very well, and there are three government agencies that regulate the GMOs. It's the USDA, the Department of Agriculture, the FDA, and the EPA. Additionally, with that, there has been a lot of scientific research for GMOs. They do increase crop yields as a lot of them are able to withstand the pesticides sprayed on the field. So the weeds die, but the corn survives. The advancement of GMO research is also thought that it would help eventually end world hunger by being able to produce more. The argument against GMOs is that they're not safe for human consumption. Long-term side effects are not known. With that, there could be negative long-term side effects that we're not aware of. And there is that ability of the GMOs to stand up to pesticide usage. So there is an increased use in pesticides, which is a pollutant, and that is potentially very dangerous. And that's the reason why that's the against GMO usage. So the microeconomic impact of GMO use on the macroeconomic environment. Now that we can spray for corn without killing the corn, corn production has risen. As you can see on the graph here, after 2012 and 13, there was a drought. After that, corn production just blew up. It's substantially increased. With that, the law of demand states that as demand rises, the price of the good will lower. And we have seen that happen with the rise in corn being produced. There has been a substantial price fall since 2013. In 2013, approximately 40% of the corn crop was used in the production of biofuels, while roughly 36% was used as food for animals and that high fructose corn syrup, and a lot of the rest was exported, while only a small portion of the crop was used to feed people. Economic impact of ethanol production. When it comes to the impact that ethanol has on the U.S. economy, it's created jobs in rural areas where they're needed. In 2017, ethanol production accounted for more than almost 72,000 direct jobs, which contributed to 45 billion GDP and adding billions to household income. In 2017, U.S. ethanol margins averaged 22 cents per gallon, and that's the fifth consecutive year that margins have averaged more than 20 cents per gallon. This continued use of the U.S. corn supply helps to drive the economy around the world. In the past few years, the price of corn has remained stable, with the price per bushel running between $3.40 and $4 a bushel. When there was that drought in 2012 and 13, that drove corn prices over $8 per bushel, leaving little room for profit in the ethanol industry. Here we can see the economic impact of ethanol. Consumption of ethanol as a fuel accounted for 85 to 90% of the global consumption in 2018. All right, crops are growing larger. Advancement in genetics is leaving us with a surplus of corn. Stockpiling of grain in China is added to this, causing market volatility when reserves are released. This scenario makes it difficult for farmers as it impacts grain price future trading. Some analysts believe the 25% tariff may not be the blunder we fear. If China turned to South America instead, they would not have enough grain to meet demands, and Argentina is currently in a drought. Another analyst believes we could see $8 corn due to the ethanol demand surge in China. A local grain merchandiser farmer advised nothing good has come from a trade war historically. Someone still has to pay for the freight, so negative impact is still possible for the farmer. When a surplus does occur, the farmers have to plan ahead. Farmers can mitigate some of these risks by selling corn through different avenues based on their fixed costs or selling on the Chicago Board of Trade. This ensures a farmer can get a certain price for their grain if conditions locally are unfavorable or vice versa. This practice is used for risk management when economic conditions are uncertain. Drought and the price of corn. Drought affects each and every one of us. When there's a drought, there's a shortage on almost every product that farmers produce, and it affects everyone in the economy. Cities charge more for water use, which causes a problem with the growth of crops, which then, as a result, causes the price on products produced on the farm to go up. The more expensive the water is, the more expensive the crop produced will become. Corn is an especially important farm product that's affected by drought. It's important for farmers to have crop insurance to help deal with the potential loss that could occur on a farm. The insurance won't cover everything, according to Donnell Eller in the Des Moines Register. It won't cover the cost of production. Eller also stated that Iowa only got an inch and a half of rain during the drought. It's pretty hard to imagine. Plant growth suffers during the drought. Ultimately causes farmers to lose money because the smaller the plant, the less that is produced. In another article written in Iowa, there was a farmer who only had 2/3 of their crop grow. And 2/3 the crop, 2/3 the money. It would definitely impact that farmer's way of life negatively. Uh, Obviously, there is no way to avoid droughts. They're just a part of nature. However, farmers can plan accordingly in order to counteract the drought through crop insurance and other means. With that being said, thank you very much for listening to our presentation on how the microeconomic environment impacts the macroeconomic environment with the corn industry. Thank you very much and have a good day.